Hey YouTubers, it's the American Samurai coming once again almost live from small town USA, back again with another review for you guys. I've been focusing a lot on American comics, so I thought I'd take a break from American comics and talk about a manga. This is Haganai I Don't Have Many Friends, art by Itachi, story by Yomi Hashikara, and hopefully no one will be upset if I butchered that. Published by 7 Seas. And this is Volume 1. Okay. Our main protagonist is Haganai Koda. So, I'll show you the characters here. Yeah, that's our main protagonist right here. He's half English, half Japanese. These are the two of the main females. The concept of this manga, the setting takes place in a Catholic school. And the three characters I just showed you start a club referred to as the Neighbors Club. Basically, a club for people who don't have friends. The whole concept of the club is to make friends. And in the prologue, we are introduced to several characters. We are introduced to the club members in total. Shigarama Rika, Kiyozaki Sena, Tamaka Maria, Konasakai Yukimura, sorry if I'm butchering these names, people, Hazuki Yorza, and Hagoza Kurabato. So, yes, his little sister is also in the group here. So this introduces you to the characters. But in this manga, except for this little prologue chapter, we do get to see all of them, but this one primarily focuses on him, her, and him. And yes, that is a boy. It actually does show that particular scenario that he does, you can see right here, he does look a lot like a girl, so. So, this first volume is about the adventures the club goes through in its first iteration. And it also deals with the fact that these two just can't seem to ever get along, agree on anything. Basically, our protagonist here first meets the main female of this series when she finds her talking to her air friend. And then later on, the second female shows up. Now, the reason why our main character doesn't have any friends, and it is explained in this series, so I'm not spoiling anything. The reason for that is because of his look. If you've noticed here, in the picture, you see his hair is black and he's black and blonde. And also he's got that kind of that stare thing going on. So a lot of people think he's a delinquent when he's not. So yeah, he's kind of suffering from the same thing. If I put in context that Ichigo suffers from in Bleach, though in Ichigo's case it may be more discerned, but he actually is more of a fighter. I don't think actually the main character actually can fight. I think there is a fighting game, Climax something. I'm not sure if they're in this one or in that one or not, but I think they might be. I'm not sure. I know like Sword Art Online and a certain scientific railgun is, but I don't know if they're in that same group or not. But yeah, they basically go through like various schemes to try and get friends, and we find out the blonde Sena is actually like a really hardcore gamer, but her primary focus is weirdly enough dating sims, though she does play RPGs and stuff. And basically, except for the last chapter, it's all about those three, and they're in the club room. They do have an advisor, but we don't meet her until later on, and she's not in this volume. Well, except for in the prologue. But yeah, the main news character, and the reason that he's acting as a servant was because he actually does end up acting as a servant, but that's because she was the one that put the idea in his head about him being a servant. So there's quite a few stories in here. Overall, this is like, I think the second or third time I've read it. I've read this one before. I've seen the anime. I really enjoy this series. It's a harem comedy, but it's definitely a harem comedy. I can definitely say that much. Though there isn't, you don't really see them, the two main girls actually really talking about him that much until later on, when when this one shows up, and when his sister shows up. That's when those two start kind of realizing they kind of have a little bit of a crush on him. And they're not the only two that can't get along. His sister and this this gal right here also don't get along very well. But overall, it was an enjoyable manga. One I can't recommend enough. Either read the manga or watch the anime. If you can't, you can, because I think it's on Funimation. I know it's on DVD. It's been out for a long time, and they have like 2 seasons of it. So I highly recommend picking it up. So yeah, Haganai I, Don't Have Many Friends, Volume 1. I give this, since I've reread it, I can honestly say I probably give this one a 10 out of 10. It's a very enjoyable series. The characters are very well developed, and I like the fact they try and go through all these crazy adventures to try and get friends, never realizing that they've kind of already got friends now. So yeah, eventually I'll try and see if I can get my hands on some of the other volumes and see if I can do some more reviews for you guys on those volumes. Because I know there's like 2 books of short stories they've done with this series, so I'll try and get my hands on those maybe sometime in the near future. But like I said, if you can find it, Haganai I, Don't Have Many Friends, Volume 1, pick it up. Until next time, this is your merry manga lover saying sayonara.